Hi there folks, Crafty Chris here. I just am doing this quick little project, using up some of my jelly prints, and I'm going to make some of these buttons. So you can buy these brads with a clear plastic. This one is kind of yellowed, so it's been around for a while. And all you do to make interesting brads is just take these guys and like literally stick them down. Give yourself a little bit of room between each so that you can cut around them, because you will have to cut around them. And they're old, so they may not stick perfectly, but that's all good. If I find that they're coming up, I will just put some liquid glass under there, or a glossy accent, same thing. And so I'm going to go into this section because it's got some interesting bitty bits in color. And I'm doing this all at once. Oh, and they are falling all over the place. Oh, I like that spot right there. And so I'm just looking for interesting spots. Ooh, that one is fun. And sticking these down. So, and be selective. Like, find things that are interesting looking. Don't just do it because you have to get it done, kind of thing. So don't ask where you buy these, because I'm not absolutely sure anymore. I know that they are out there somewhere, and you'll have to do a little investigating. Oh, look at that spot right there. Green with the orange. And there is a pink spot that's got yellow around it. I like these blobs of what looks like dirtiness. They're not dirty. They are cool. It's nice to get streakiness through them too. And what do we have here? Oh, okay. A little bit of brownishness. I want to get some really hot pink in there. Some really, oh, that's kind of fun. All right, so that's my entire package done. There we go. So I'll put that on top, and I'm going to roll with my roller just to make sure that everything is pressed down nicely. And whatever's left of the paper, I'll just cut it up and use it for a ATC card or something. And let's pull it out. So now you got to do the fussy cutting, and you got to put a little bit of glue in the center. So you want clear glue first of all. This dries white, this dries clear. And we're going to put a blob of clear glue in the center. And where's the fussy cutting scissors? Here we go. I'm just going to take this little piece right here. And I'm going to check to make sure it stays stuck. Not completely. So I'm just going to go underneath because these are older. There, it's pushing all around where it isn't sticking. And then I just literally trim around the outside edge. Try to make sure that you get it as round as possible. If it means going back. and snipping a little closer, then you do that. All right, and then I'm going to put this right on here. Now I put about, there's my fingernail, there's the amount of a blob, because I don't mind if it comes oozing out. The more it oozes, the better connection I'll have. I just have to make sure that I wipe it off with my handy dandy damp baby wipe. These baby wipes are amazing. So I'm just going to press that down, and as I'm doing that, I'm wiping around the edge, making sure. And look at that very, oops, can't get you focused. Let's go into manual. There we go. Look how beautiful that is. Okay, so what I've done to make my life easier is I've cut all the little bitty bits apart, so now I can just fussy cut them. But I have this whole piece of paper, so I'm going to show you what I'll do with this. Oops, after I finish cutting out the circles. Okay, and yes, it's fussy cutting, but you know, fussy cutting is a part of a crafter's life. Okay, so I've got all my doodads here. I ended up finding a half-inch punch, which was perfect for punching these out of the paper. So if you don't want to do fussy cutting, if you can find a punch that is the right size, that will do the job. And literally, I am just doing this all in stages. So I'm opening up all my brads. I've got all my tops finished. And now it's just a matter of getting them all stuck on. So it is, you do it in stages, and you don't have to do it all at once, but it's loads of great, interesting looking brads when you are finished. And you can do this without a special plasticky thing that's the right size. You can make your own brads, not brads, but like drops, I guess I want to say, even though they're not drops. You can make your own drops by cutting your paper into small circles, laying them out, and then just putting either clear glue or liquid paper or glossy accents on top, letting it settle, and then drying, and you can just glue that on your page as well. So again, just smooshing that. I can't remember what I did when I started this video because it's been a few days. Just put some clear glue in there, turn them upside down. Make sure you have enough clear glue that it's going to keep them staying on the plate. And you actually want to see a little bit squish out the sides. You just wipe that off with your fingers. There we go. And you just do the process. Now, when these are new, they're a little bit less rigid. I'm finding these to be rigid, which is why I have to be super careful about putting weight on them. When they're new, they're a little more spongy, so you can get them to fit nice and flat against the metal. There you go. Oops, I shifted that myself. And you can actually see my finished pins, and I had extra of the I wonder if I can get a little more light on there. Whoops, that might be a bit too much light. You can see the reflection, but you can't really see the colors. So you'll see that there's like a range of more yellowy greeny ones, a range of really pinky ones. Then we've got these browny sort of combination of colors, and they all come out of the actual paper. And that's what's cool about using them as dots, because you have a whole range of color in your um, gel plate print that you can pull out and use in different layouts, different projects, which make it kind of fun. And they look just as nice on their own as they do in a metal surround. So I thought that was kind of neat. And what I'm going to do with this right now is I'm just going to push these guys aside. And I'm going to get my trimmer out, if I can find it. There it is. I'm still in the midst of cleaning my room. And now I'm just going to take some, make some squares out of this, because I do a lot of things with squares. And so I'm just going to even up the edge here, even though I know they're not all going to end up squares. So let's see. Let's cut along there as well. That's kind of got its own squarishness. I'm going to cut that right down. Whoops. And I lost a really good piece, so I want to bring that back now. So just going to straighten this out a tiny bit. That gives me sort of an 1.5 inch square, which is an inch and an inch and a quarter. An inch and a quarter is about as small as I will go. I'm just going to trim this 1 1/4 inch this way. And then I'll get that last side, because I want to make sure I've got some pink here and not too much of the green, because I really enjoy the pink the most. And I'm going to have to trim it a couple of times now. So here's my 1 1/4 inch square, which now is going to go into another project. This is too small, so we're going to leave that aside. And what do we got here? This is about, I'm just going to cut down the center here, separate the two. This is, it's under 1 1/4 inch. But you know what, I like it, so I don't want to get rid of it. So we're going to do 1 inch squares out of this one. I know this is like really much smaller than I normally would do, but it's an interesting piece. Look at how interesting that piece is. And this is not even 1 inch, so I cannot use that. I have to have some guidelines. All right, and this is very interesting as well. Let's trim that a little bit smoother. And this looks to me like I can get 1 1/4 inch out of there, so let's see if that works. So we are going to do 1 1/4 inch. Whoop, and 1 1/4 inch. And just making sure it's square. There we go, 1 1/4 inch on that one. These guys are tiny, but you know what? I can get a strip. Strips are good too, so we're about 1/2 inch of a strip there. So that's about the smallest I'll go, unless it's some kind of really valuable thing like a metal paper or something like that. So that can go into the strip bin. That's all garbage. Now we can get some larger pieces out of this one. I'm going to go as fat as I can. Let's see. And I'm eyeballing on this side just to kind of give me a guide as to what the sizes are going to be here. So I'm going to take this off the bottom. And I literally have And I'm just going to take a little bit more to make this an 1 5/8 just because it's a little bit over an 1 5/8 and I want to have something that is a measurable and usable piece. Okay, so an 1 5/8 is where we're going this way as well. There's one. Okay. There's two. And I can't get an 1 5/8 out of this, but what can I get? I can get an 1 1/4 out of this. So we go that way and that way. So we've got a few more squares. And I'm thinking that these are going to be, well, I did do an inch on the other one, so let's try and get an inch out of that middle piece. There we go. Line it up. All right. And then just going to cut here. Turn it around, and we're going to get an inch out of this piece here. There we go. There's another inch piece, and I don't think I have anything else left. This fell on the floor, but it looks like it was small because I can't see it. All right, so I've got these squares to use in a different project. All of these brads and dots to use on other projects. These guys are not really worth keeping. Yes, I did say that. Incredible as that may be. And that's not a bad way to end the video. So look at that. Look at all the things we got out of that one little 5x7 piece of gel print. So I recommend this. I'm going to search this, and I will put these guys into the link to these guys into the message that comes with the video. But we'll see if we can find them. But if you can't find these, you can always go with just the actual beaded part and use your glossy accents or something else to seal the top. All right, that's it for me this week. It was awesome to be with you again. Thank you for joining me. If you like this video and you'd want to share it with friends, please feel free to do so. And like and subscribe my video at the end of the video underneath the video in YouTube. And we'll see you next week. Bye now.